So, Qatar are a shambles, aren't they? That was pretty rubbish, let's be honest. That's probably the worst game I've seen at a World Cup for a long time in terms of how bad one of the teams were. I'm not going to give Ecuador any hate because they beat what was in front of them, but that was pathetic from Qatar. They are actually a shambles. Give me your thoughts down in the comments, guys. I did initially try to live stream this game and I didn't get it working. My laptop decided not to work, which is always good. And I was sat there watching the game anyway thinking, this is awful. This is so embarrassing. Now let's start from the top and go to the bottom. First 3 minutes, it should have been 1-0 Ecuador. It was, and then VAR decided to rule a goal out. And watching it back, I can see why they've tried to rule it out, but realistically, is that fair? No, because the ball bounced and 3 or 4 different players went for it before the player that was just offside diverted it into a player who then headed it in. It was a ridiculous decision to start the game off with, but it didn't matter anyway. Ecuador still walked it, and I thought Qatar were awful. That goalkeeper Al-Sheeb couldn't catch a cold. He was pathetic in goal. I would rather have goalkeeper from the National League South there. And speaking of the National League South, I don't think Qatar would actually stay up in the National League South. I think they would get relegated. They were awful, and I'm not just trying to react to this to be funny or anything. They were pathetic, and it actually angered me. I was watching them thinking, I'd hate to be a Qatar fan. It's actually really sad for the Qatar fans, because as the hosts and all this excitement coming into it, their first World Cup, you're thinking, oh, do you know what, maybe even just get one draw in the World Cup group stage. They're not going to get anything, let's be honest. They've got Netherlands and Senegal coming up, and Ecuador have embarrassed them. Valencia was good, we'll give Ecuador some credit, fair play to them, but Qatar, what the heck? Even going forwards, I thought, oh, do you know what? They've got 1 or 2 players there. Afif, Ali, will they? No, they just didn't. They looked spineless going forwards. Really flaky in the middle, and like I say, at the back with Al-Sheeb in goal, you're going to concede 10, 11 goals in this group stage. So it's a shame for England and Wales and USA in Group B, because Qatar are definitely not getting through that group, and we'd all have loved to have played them if they'd have got through Group A. That's definitely not going to happen. I can't actually wait to see what the Netherlands versus Qatar score is going to be. I think Netherlands are going to beat them like 17-0. I might actually have to do that for my predictions video, because I think Qatar are genuinely that bad. They were so bad, and Ecuador won't have believed their luck today. Ecuador have got so lucky playing that, and it made Ecuador look like superstars, didn't it? Ecuador looked like the new favourites to win the World Cup against Qatar. It was just awful. Like I say, they've embarrassed their country. It wasn't a great watch for us as neutrals. Maybe tomorrow, England v Iran will probably be a more competitive game than this one, because Qatar are genuinely a shambles. Like I say, guys, get your thoughts down below. I did try to live stream this game. It didn't work, which is always good. But do like, do subscribe, and Qatar are a shambles.